Well, Kodak Black is back in jail again. And he was denied bond this time around. So
Like,
he's
am
actually
I
sitting
to
down
understand that they found his prints on a gun that was used in a drive-by, allegedly?
Well, it started with
And did the drive-by
him.
happen in a Porsche? Is what I'm hearing? Is this
I
all
don't know
true?
those
This
particular.
is just shit I be hearing. Like, I don't know. I'm asking you. You follow this type of shit.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the details of what exactly happened in terms of the shooting or whatever else, but he registered a gun under false pretenses, clearly knowing he's out on bond or bail, one of the two. He goes and purchases this gun, and then boom, right back in jail again.
Now, I'm going to tell you, a lot of people used to do that back in the days before computers were talking to each other the way they talk now. Okay? I'm going to just say that I know of instances where people who had felonies went into the store back in the days and purchased like a shotgun straight out the store, you know, and where they asked, have you just check no. 9 times out of 10 back there, that car just stays in inside the store, and they have it on file. Even if they do send it to or it wasn't back then, it wasn't like computers wasn't talking the way they talking to each other now. So now when you fill out that card though, see, and this is where technology is fucking people from being able to do a lot of crimes how they used to do. Because there's cameras every fucking where, and there's also computers talking to each other. So now, you know what I mean? Your fingerprints and all of that is getting shot, you know. You could have took your prints and them shits didn't come back for days and motherfuckers get bailed out before the prints come back. Now, because computers are talking to each other and all this type of shit, oh shit, your shits came back in a couple hours or some shit like that, you dig? Or instantaneously. I don't know how fast it works, but I know it's faster than back in the day.
Well, I had just interviewed Chi Ali.
Right?
And
shout out to Chi Ali, that's my man.
Shout out to Chi Ali, man. That's the homie. And in our interview, he detailed how he was on the run for murder, and he kind of detailed the process of getting a fake birth certificate.
What happened was, I'm saying we had it hooked up. I forget exactly how we did it. I know we had a chick who worked at a hospital who used to get the birth certificates with the seal on them from the hospital. But it would be blank, like no name. So she would sell them shit. So we would get the births, go anywhere, type in the name, type in your name, whatever you want your name to be. Now you got a birth certificate. Boom, official birth. Then I got a social. I think my man he had got like one of his little bitches, he had took her son's social security card. So I think he gave me that first. So I had the social, and then when I got the birth certificate, I typed in the name on the social. So boom, now I got a social and the birth. Then I needed like a proof of address. I went to like a housing development and got a lease. Took the lease to the library, typed in all the information like I lived there. When I went to motor vehicles, I got proof of address from the lease. I got birth, and I had my social.
So now you're a whole new person.
I went
on papers.
I went and took my written test and had a permit. And in Atlanta, you could do the road test the same day. I had a license the same day. So now I got a license, birth,
social security.
Social. Then I started filling out credit cards with the shit. Started getting credit cards, like I was tearing shorty shit up.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm not sure if this is still possible. This was like, I think like the late 90s or something when this happened.
It's probably still possible.
Yeah, but
maybe. Well, see the gun part, because now they got all these background checks and all this type of shit. You know, but if you do one of they still got the loopholes where people do, private sales in parking lots and shit like that. So, if you're in one of those states, you might could get away with that. I don't know.
Well, why is Kodak having to buy a gun himself at this level of his career with the amount of money that he has, he could have 24-hour armed security at all times. At all times.
Or you could say,
He
yo,
could
my
have-
nigga, go buy that gun for me. You know what I mean? Like, go buy that gun. You ain't got no, you know what I mean? You got a felony? No? Go buy that gun for me. It's that simple. I'll give you $1,000.
Boom. Cash.
Cash. The gun only costs $200, $500. Cause guns ain't not that expensive when you buying them legally. When you
Yeah,
buying
I
a
have a
legal
few.
gun, not expensive.
Yeah.
It's on the street they expensive. When you buy them
so an
illegally,
An illegal gun is more expensive than a legal one?
hell yeah.
Okay.
You didn't know that?
I don't know, man. I've heard that you could buy guns in the streets for $100, $200. There just might be a body on them, you know?
Man, listen. Let me tell you, a gun, you know, 100, 200, you talking about maybe a 22 or something like. If you want you a good gun, you know what I mean? A 40 cal, a Glock or some shit like that. Like, I don't even know what it's going for right now, to be honest. But back in the days, you know, you could pay a good $500 to $800. You know what I mean? For a gun that in the store, when you go down south, that shit is like $150. It's because you paying for the risk and all of that, of people transporting them shits up top and all this type of shit. You know what I mean? But this is like back in the 90s I'm talking about. I don't know what it is today, to be honest, because I don't fuck with illegal guns and shit like that. But I'm just saying, like, you know, I used to know shit like that. But it's definitely,
Well,
I'll tell you, I definitely know it's more than what it is in the store, on the street.
Well, listen, man. I mean, these days with fingerprints and DNA evidence, like they will sit there and link you to a murder because your fingerprints were on the bullets and the clip, and you know they'll do that type of shit to say, well, he didn't just have a gun; he clearly loaded it up himself with the intent to do whatever. And yeah, man, don't fuck around with it. Just don't fuck around with these guns, man. Illegal ones. Get a gun for your house.
Be super
like
careful. Like, I know dudes that wiping down the clip and all of that. Like they not before they like, bro.
I don't know how well that. I don't know how
be
well that
careful.
works in 2019. I
Huh?
don't know how well that works.
Why?
I don't know how well that works.
I bet you it do work. People are so sloppy. People are so, they don't dot their I's and cross their T's. And that's why you don't know what the fuck they spelling. You see what I'm saying? Like, you gotta pay attention to details. Some people don't want to fucking wipe off or have to put on latex gloves before they load the clip up. Just load it up. Who's gonna fucking take prints off the bullet? That's
because it's much easier to do life in prison. That doesn't take any work either.